Okay, we're going to begin our look at Beat It by Michael Jackson here with the classic guitar riff that everybody knows. So let's get to it. We're going to start this. I'm going to be teaching this in standard tuning, even though the original recording is in is a half step down. So the performance that you hear me play and this are going all in standard, just for those guitar players that have Floyd Roses and can't tune down a half step. So we're just going to keep everything in standard here. But just remind you, if you want to play along, you're going to have to tune your guitar each string down a half step. All right, so in reality, this is going to be an E flat minor, this song. But let's start with the open 6th string. And then 3rd fret, or your 2nd finger on the 6th string. And then the 2nd fret on the 5th string with your 1st finger. And then we're going to play 5 with your pinky on the 4th string, and then 2 with your 1st finger on the same 4th string. Then you're going to pick the 2 again and do a quick hammer on to the 4 on that 4th string, back to 2, and then you're going to hit the open 4th string twice. So we have. Now I kind of bring my fingers down and mute that, but you can mute it down here in the right hand if you wish. So all together so far. And then we do the same riff. The only difference is we only hit that open 4th string once instead of twice. So that's the complete riff. That when you play that, that's one time through right there, okay? So that is the intro riff, and it's also the chorus riff that would be going on during the chorus. For the first time you play this, after going through it one time, that rhythm figure continues, and you get to this little fill section. And what that is he's kind of doing some muting. They come in and just kill the strings, mute the strings with your left hand, and you just do some down ups to bring in this rhythm fill. And then the notes that I'm playing here are the 12th fret on the 3rd and 4th string. Now you can use this as just you can bar this with your 3rd finger or 1st. I kind of like grabbing it with my 3rd finger and 4th finger together, because I can control the strings better. So we got the muting. So you hit that chord twice and then come down to 9 and 9 on the 3rd and 4th string. So we're just messing with the 3rd and 4th strings here. Then come down to the 7th fret. We're going to continue some muted notes in there. But you're going to hit the 7 and 7 on the 2nd and 3rd string twice, and then move over and play the 2 7s on the 3rd and 4th string. But remember, there's a lot of muting in between those notes. Just kind of give it that kind of funky feel. So he does that little fill phrase twice. Okay, then we make it to the verse. Now the verse section is extremely simple. It's pretty much just based off one chord shape, and that is the power chord. It's played at the 7th fret off the 5th string, 1st finger at the 7th fret on the 5th string, your 3rd finger at the 9 on the 4th, and your pinky at the 9 on the 3rd. And we play this 3 times, and then come down to the 5th, same chord shape, move it down to the 5th fret, back up to the 7th, back down to 5th, and then now we go to the 3rd, back to the 5th, and then back to 7 and 5 again. So we're basically, it's really easy to hear. There's 3, you're placing this at the 7th, 5th, and 3rd strings, and if you know the rhythm, da-dum-dum, da-dum-dum, and you just kind of follow along. It's really easy to hear. Okay, and that's it, and then it starts all over again. So that is the whole, the verse riff, which you play twice for every single verse. So I just played basically half of the first verse. Now the second time when you're playing through those same chords I just played, which I started to go back to to play it again, there is a tiny, really kind of, it's pretty low in the mix. It's a clean guitar part on kind of muted sounding. But they're playing this little figure that kind of helps propel the rhythm a little bit. It's only on the second half of both verses. It's on the second half of the first verse and the second half of the second verse. And if you have a second guitarist, you may want to do this. What's going on is this. Okay, and it's really kind of like a really clean sound, not that dirty. So what we're going to be doing is it's going to go 2, 0, 2, 0, 2 on the fourth string, and that is going to be on, that's going to start on the upbeat. So if we're counting here, this is in 4/4, so it'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's the first half of it. So we have, it basically comes on the end of 1, starting on the 2. So we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and on the end of 4 hit the 2 again. All right, and then it's a little bit more straightforward. After that, we just go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which is just 4, 2, 0, 2, and then do that again. 4, 2, 0, 2. So all together is 1. 1. All right, so that's kind of a little figure you may want to add, but I just kind of put it there for completeness sake because it is in the track. Now coming into the guitar solo, we have this little interlude section where after the second verse, where the guitars are just going. So if you could just feel that rhythm, dun 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 dun, that kind of thing, it's all just kind of the 6th string muted is all you're doing. It doesn't get any easier than that, okay? Just keep that muted and keep the rhythm precise. And then we have the guitar line that comes in just leading into the, this is really the kind of the end of this interlude, but before the actual main solo. But it's kind of the same thing we did in the intro of the song. We're just going to stay there though. So we're doing the muted things again, giving it a nice funky feel. So we're going to hit the 2 12s at the 3rd and 4th string twice, and then the 9 at the 3rd and 4th string. And do that again. So all together. So you do that all 4 times there. You can see I'm putting a lot of vibrato on the 9s. And that leads us into the guitar solo. Now after the guitar solo, it just goes back into this, the chorus riff again. So we've already learned that, and it plays that through the fade out. Okay, so stay tuned for the next video where we're going to take a look at the epic guitar solo by Eddie Van Halen for Beat It. Stay tuned.